Welcome back to Man Blitz. I'm Jake Lynch. It's a great year for the White Sox to win the World Series, 2021, baby.
I'm Micah Huff. Got the Target flan on. Came back from Target. LaMelo Ball's looking special. 7 and 10, 7 for 10 last night, and 4 for 5 from three. 22 points. Ooh, already better than Lonzo.
Jerry Rozier and LaMelo Ball, man. Shout out Charlotte.
Hayward.
Michael Jordan, worst owner of basketball. Be sure to download and subscribe to Man Blitz podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Make sure to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Will mean a lot. Now let's get into the show. All right, so Dwayne Haskins just released by the Washington football team. Do you think he'll get another chance to start in the league next year?
Nah. He'll, if he can get himself a backup spot in a place with, an aging veteran, then maybe. But, he really played himself. You get released in the first 2 years of being a first-round pick. It's not looking good for him.
Not looking good for him, not looking good for Ohio State quarterbacks in general.
I told you, bro. It's a thing, man. Justin Fields next.
I don't know, man. Ryan Day, he's a better recruiter than Urban Meyer. I mean, we'll see. But Dwayne Haskins, they always talk about his immaturity. And I was like, I don't know what to think about immaturity. I don't know. But then he was taking selfies instead of taking the kneel, the last play that one game. And
that was bad.
His coach is, he's fighting cancer, and he even made people pay to get into his draft party.
The Giants dodged the bullet, bro.
Exactly. He was talking about when the Giants draft Daniel Jones, the league will be put on notice. Go be put on notice, so what?
He a free agent.
That's what you be with? Come on now. Man, him, James Harden, Lou Will, MVP of the strip club, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Lemon pepper Lou, man. You can't talk about that without him.
I don't know, man. I don't think Dwayne will get another starting job next year. Maybe he gets a backup job, but he's the future XFL quarterback, man. XFL.
You think about it, the backup, there's always opportunities for backup quarterbacks. People get injured and stuff, but him, a long-term quarterback, no, you won't get that.
He's got potential. He's a really raw quarterback, but I just don't see. He's throwing too many interceptions, man.
They literally said, we don't want you as our second string or our third string. They took it as soon as they got Kyle Allen. They were like, Alex Smith just has one leg. He's our second string, not you.
They don't even show up. We don't even need you. You didn't serve out Gatorades or anything.
You go do the clipboard thing, the signs on the side.
You in the plays and everything. They're like, man, we don't even. All right, so now let's talk into some trade rumors that we got here. Julio Jones has been on the trade block these last, since Dan Quinn got fired. There's going to be some new GM, new head coach next year. They talk about Julio getting traded. What are some potential landing spots for Julio Jones?
Dude, if he doesn't go to the Packers, bro, I'll be happy, bro. I will not live as a Bears fan with him on the Packers. Devontae Adams and him and Aaron Jones. But I would like to see him somewhere like Baltimore or Philadelphia. Those would be two spots. Lamar will finally have a number one receiver. And that would really help us see Lamar's passing get improve, because that's one knock on him. And Jalen Hurts can definitely use a target like that.
I mean, a lot of people have been seeing Tua as being inconsistent and everything, but if you get Tua a bit legitimate threat like Jones, one of the best years in the league, then he'll definitely help him in his second year, because that would be a great ad. But that, like you said earlier with the Packers, if the Packers get Julio, it's over. It's over.
Bro, so they don't need a defense. They don't need just –
Your defense don't even need to show up. But if you get Julio on the Packers, that Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the Packers, it's going to be 50 points a game.
Yeah. It's going to be a basketball game.
It's going to be the final score is going to be 66. It's just going to be something insane, but I don't want to see him on the Packers. That would be – if the Falcons just trade him for a first-round pick and some change, I'll be like, come on, man.
Dude, the NFL trades, they be giving people away for nothing. For legit nothing.
When the Bears traded away Brandon Marshall, was a 6th-round pick. They were like, man ain't gonna make the team. And this man is our starting receiver, number one starting receiver. Trade him for a ham sandwich, man. This shit don't make sense, man.
You saw what they gave D-Hop away for.
That's Bill O'Brien. That's different, man. That's
Bill Belichick tree.
Hey, the Texans traded Laramie Tunsil for 2 first-round picks. The Dolphins are gonna pick number 3 in the draft this year because of Laramie Tunsil.
Damn. They're 10-5 this year.
Exactly.
Damn.
Texans are a sorry-ass franchise, man.
They probably who would they pick up though with that 3rd pick though?
I don't know. It's weird. They'll probably trade down, or they just might trade it for Julio.
They can get another quarterback, do a 2-quarterback system.
People are saying that. I just don't understand. So, you had to pick 2 with the 6th pick. Why would you pick a quarterback at 3? Now, speaking of quarterbacks, let's go into Mitch Trubisky's future. Do you think he stays with the Bears next year? Will it matter if he wins this game, or what are your thoughts, Mitch Trubisky?
It changes a lot if he beats this Green Bay team after coming off a Tennessee win. They just blew out an AFC contender, and he gets them like a playoff run. Maybe he wins a playoff game. Then that changes the things, and because now they're actually doing what Mitch is good at. They're throwing, like getting him out of the pocket, letting him throw, and letting him get make plays, have him on his feet, instead of knocking him for what he's not good at. But that could be a recipe for success next year. Personally, get that nigga out of here. Personally, that's how I feel. But I don't know, like who else could we get? Cam Newton. Who's gonna be on the free agency? Yeah. So.
Yeah, I mean, now you got David Montgomery starting to get loose and everything, and it take pressure off Mitch Trubisky big time, and that's what helped them succeed these last few weeks. But you got to look at who he's played with these last few weeks. He's played the sorry Detroit Lions, the sorry Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been playing some sorry defenses. I feel like if he beats the Packers, that's a step to bring him back.
It's still a sorry defense, kinda.
But Jair Alexander, out there looking like one of the top corners in the league this year.
And Zadarius Smith is good. They're a better defense, but it's gonna be an offensive game too. You saw what they did to us last time we played them.
But then you got if Trubisky wins a playoff game, then definitely bring him back.
If your playoff prediction comes true, then we'll play Seattle, bro.
Yeah, I mean.
And we could beat Seattle, bro.
We'll talk about that later in the show.
Hey, I just want to say, bro, if the Bears go 9-7, I predicted this. It didn't play out in my exact scenario, but some stuff came true, but I predicted it.
Ooh, you could tell the future, huh? Let the people.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's get shy away from the NFL for a little bit, and then let's go into the college football playoff that's happening this weekend. Let's start off with number 1 Notre Dame. Number 1 Alabama.
whoa, number
1. Many people think it's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, dude. 3 Heisman candidates Alabama has. Their defense is playing good too. Mac Jones, I'm not really that high on him, but he's been balling. He's not like a Heisman finalist himself. So. Really, Notre Dame can't – I don't think Notre Dame can hang with this team. They can't hang with Clemson. They damn sure ain't going to hang with Alabama. But I'm hoping and praying, as every other fan is, that this is going to be a closer game but we all know we're going to see the Alabama-Clemson rematch. And, I got Bama in this one big. Devontae Smith going to have 100 yards. Najee Harris is going to have 100 yards. Like, everybody getting 100 yards. But, hey, watch out for baby Gronk on Notre Dame.
You talking about Meyer?
Yeah.
Michael Mayer. I feel like if Notre Dame can get out to a strong start and, limit Alabama's offense. Hey, shout out to boy Mark LeBeau, of course, Notre Dame. I feel like they could have a chance, but this Alabama team is just really good to begin with. If you rely on Ian Book to win you the game, you already lost. You
got to get that run game going, man.
That run game is really good, but, I mean, you saw last time Alabama played Notre Dame, that championship, that was just a blowout. Manti Te'o started off playing linebacker, ended up playing safety because they were pushing them back so far. They just kept pushing them back and back. I don't.
Different beats, man.
I hope it's not the same game as that 2012 national championship game. I just hope it's a closer game. But Alabama, they got 3 Heisman finalists, and you asked last time, when does that happen? 1970 something, 1972, I think. Ohio State had
1970.
they had 3 finalists in the top 5, which is just insane to think about. But speaking of Ohio State, number 3 Ohio State versus number 2 Clemson. Who you got winning this one? Let's hear it.
All right, it's gonna be like a game like last year's. Hey, hopefully the refs don't, Ohio State this year.
9-23.
Hey, but I got Clemson in this one. Travis Etienne and Trevor Lawrence are gonna get their thing going. Their defense is great too, but I trust this Clemson team. Dabo Swinney, they have Ohio State's number every year, and I know every time we talk about Clemson, I got to bring up this record. He only has 1 loss his whole career. Jaguars are going to be a lucky team next offseason.
Go Jaguars, baby.
You're going to be throwing it to DJ Chark, James Robinson, too. That's going to be a nice team.
And they got like $70 million in cap space. They're going to be spending that money, man. What can I say?
Who's going to coach them, though?
Hey, they need me to coach. I got you, man. All right, you go all right. Just throw it deep down to DJ Chark. All right, Trevor.
You got that sophomore year playbook.
So Clemson, Ohio State. I feel like Trevor Lawrence just gotta shred this secondary apart. Secondary Ohio State's not that good this year. They
have not been playing good.
They got exposed a little bit for Penn State, and you saw how Penn State was this year.
And Indiana, bro. What did he have, like 400 yards passing?
Ooh. Ohio State does not look good this year, and all I'm going to say is Justin Fields, if you struggle versus Northwestern defense, woo, you in some trouble versus Clemson, man. You in some trouble, man. He does have Chris Olave coming back, which should help him because that's his number 1. But I don't know, man. I feel like Clemson's going to win this one. I don't think it's going to be close.
Hey, but Tough Borland gonna make some plays though. You know that sack he had against Northwestern, he was balling.
Hey, I mean, shout out to Brooke, man. All right, so now let's get into the weekend preview for the NFL games. Let's start off with the game we'll be watching. Packers versus Bears.
Closely.
We watch the Bears every weekend. Disappointed.
Dude, I just got off work too. I got off work that day too. I work a nice 11 to 3. I'm gonna speed home on the check gauge, make it home in 8 miles and shit. But
man, don't care.
We need this Bears defense to bring back that dominance they had for the past couple of years. If they can play to the level like the offense is playing, and we get them playing together at the same time, we can make this a game.
Oh, yeah.
But this Packers offense, oh my God, they've been shredding teams. Dude, I don't know why the Titans showed up last week. But if we can get some pressure on, A-Rod, break his collarbone again or some shit, we in there. That's all we need. And David Montgomery gonna have another 100-yard rushing game because Packers rushing defense is not that good. But if we can get some things going, Jimmy Graham red zone every time, bro. That's all we need to do all game. Darnell Mooney can catch a couple plays down the field, and whenever we're in need, Allen Robinson.
Hey, Jimmy Graham revenge game too.
Oh yeah.
David Montgomery, he had 103 rushing yards last game versus the Packers, and I feel like he'll have more this week. He had the big run versus the Packers, and everybody was going crazy and everything. And
I was going crazy.
He has some more of those, and it's just you just gotta make those runs down 21. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the Bears can just try to slow down the Packers offense, because it's hard to stop Devontae Adams, and especially because last game they put Buster Screen. Devontae Adams matched up versus Buster Screen, and
oh my God,
he's gonna be getting exposed, man. I don't care what nobody say. That man cheeks. That man was just getting exposed. That man should not be playing football no more. I don't care what nobody says. But there's been some trash talk between Eddie Jackson and David Bakhtiari. He's number 69 for the Packers. He aligned.
Non-lineman.
Yeah, he was talking some smack, and he said he wanted to get the 1 seed and whoop some Bears ass and stuff like that. And Eddie Jackson let him know. He said he took that mental note. So we'll see.
It ain't sweet. Come on, like they talking shit to him, like
Back it up, man. But all right, now let's go into the AFC game that most people will be watching. It's the Browns versus Steelers. The Browns get that receiving core back they needed last week. They struggled last week versus the Jets, but they didn't have their 4 best receivers out because of COVID. So
and,
just
and Baker put the ball on the floor 3 times.
Yeah, that's tough.
But they're getting 22 players back off the COVID list.
That's like half their team.
Because you need 11 on both sides. 20. Damn, that's missing like the whole damn team. But this Browns team, I mean, it's Mason Rudolph revenge game. Then Roethlisberger's out. Hey, Myles Garrett is going to have 2 sacks. I'm going to call it. He's going to talk some shit to him. Rough him up, hit him with.
Don't about this time, Myles. Don't.
You're gonna make him flinch a little with the helmet.
Don't do it. Don't do it to him. Makisha, no, he wasn't ready.
Nick Chubb's gonna have 100 yards this game. The Steelers are probably resting players, so it's gonna be an easy win for the Browns. They need to come back after that Jets loss. Anybody that loses to the Jets, it's gonna take some time to recover from that, man.
They got the Patriots.
Cam Newton, or Stead.
So the Browns versus Steelers. So the Browns, they have not looked good. They didn't look good last week. They had looked good the few weeks before. And now they're getting all their playmakers back, and I feel like they can do good things versus Steelers. They did lose the first game to the Steelers, but I feel like the Browns can bounce back and do some damage. If Baker waking up dangerous, it's a different story.
Oh, yeah. If he plays like he played against the Titans, which shouldn't be that hard because, the Steelers are resting their players. But he's getting Jarvis Landry back. Hey, Nick Chubb's going to have 1,000 yards in back-to-back seasons, man.
The boy a beast. But that Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph game, that's a great way to start off 2021.
Yeah.
2021. With the matchup we all wanted to see, I feel like
everybody getting hyped for the Floyd Mayweather, the Paul dude.
We got one
for Myles Garrett, Mason Rudolph.
Matchup right here in front of us. So I mean, that's all I'm gonna say. I can't. Hopefully, nothing happens again. Hopefully, Myles Garrett don't hit a assault button again. If it was out on the street, that man would have got assault. So now let's go into the Dolphins versus Bills. The Dolphins announced that Ryan Fitzpatrick is out due to COVID. So it's the Ryan Fitzpatrick COVID-19 game. Thoughts on this one?
Oof. I like this Dolphins team, but I think the Bills are going to get this one done. Tua has been playing inconsistent lately. He's not really been anytime you got to take your quarterback out in multiple games is not a good sign. His confidence is probably down too, so that should affect the game too. But if they can get Myles Gaskins going and getting the running game going, Gesicki and Devontae Parker can help out Tua. And that defense, they can make some more plays. They haven't been playing up to par as they were in a couple weeks earlier. So if Emmanuel Ogbah can get a sack or 2, I don't know. But this Dolphins team, they're looking like the number 2 team in the AFC. Man.
Yeah, the Bills are really good, man. And I'm excited to see the Stephon Diggs versus Xavier Howard matchup. Week 2 in the regular season this year. Stephon Diggs had 13 catches for 153 yards and a touchdown. So it wasn't really a matchup. But Stephon Diggs has been going crazy this year and just in general. He's been one of the top 3 receivers in the league this whole year. You can't really – and he's really helped the Bills take the next step and help Josh Allen take the next step that they needed. But I feel like the Bills will sit some players in the second half and the Dolphins could end up winning. But if the Bills and Dolphins are full straight, I feel like the Bills are just going to win away because the Dolphins have been consistent. So now let's go into the last game we'll talk about. We'll go to Cardinals versus Rams. A lot of injuries on both sides of each team. So let's hear your thoughts on Cardinals versus Rams.
Jared Goff isn't playing, and they have John Wolford playing at quarterback. This dude looks like a Target employee.
Wait for us, man. No, I'm just kidding. Respect. You can just.
But Kyler Murray is also battling a lower leg injury, so it's not good to have an injury like that against a defense like the Rams have. Leonard Floyd is going to get after him, and Aaron Donald's going to get after him because the Rams still have a lot to play for in this game. They for a higher seeding in the wild card, but I'm praying that the Cardinals lose this game because I know the Packers. They're gonna try to whoop the Bears, bro. And this is our last string of hope to get into the playoffs. But this Cardinals team, man, they're iffy. You never know what you're gonna get with them. The 49ers game was bad, but that game against the Bills, you really see them like they could be in this playoff scenario too. But I got the Cardinals in this one, sadly.
Cliff Kingsbury is not a good coach, man. I don't care what nobody says. This man was mediocre as a Texas Tech coach, and they're like, he's the next big thing. It's like, what? He never had over 500 winning record. And they're like, this guy's offense is insane. It's like, what? What are you watching? This man had defense. And it's just college is different than the NFL. And it's hard to translate them over. And they just don't run the ball. They don't run the ball at all. And they don't run the ball to success either.
They need a running back, bro. But Kyler Murray is leading them in rushing with like 875 yards rushing. So
yeah, that's another thing. Like from last year to this year, they wanted to expand Kyler Murray, and they've done that with the rushing attack this year. But I'm just
if you're gonna expand like with the quarterback, that would also help you get your running back going too. But like that really hasn't been it. So,
but Jared Goff is out because Cooper Kupp's got COVID. Darrell Henderson is out with an injury, and so these Rams have been banged up. Cam Akers is also didn't practice the other day. So I don't know. These Rams are being banged up, and I think the Cardinals gonna win too. Sadly,
but I wouldn't be surprised to see that defense show up though.
Yeah, the Cardinals defense has been looking good the last few weeks, but they've been putting the Cardinals on their back. Which most people thought the offense would just carry the defense along, but it's been the
Cliff Kingsbury. He's an offensive genius. Looking at us.
All right, so now let's get into the NFL, our playoff predictions.
Oh, yeah.
So let's start off with the NFC first. Let's see who you got in the NFC.
The Packers win, which I think most likely is going to happen. I have the Packers 1, I have the Saints 2, and then the Seahawks 3. And then a football team, man. What are they going to be, 7 and 9 at best?
They're a different team with Alex Smith, man, but it just depends on how he plays. It depends on
he's a game manager at best.
Hey, the Cowboys can make the playoffs. I mean, who thought it?
You never know. They have the football team at 4. The Succaneers at 5.
Whoa, the GOAT at 5. Come on now.
The Succaneers, bro. And then 6, the Rams, the Bears, number 7. But that's only if an upset happens, bro. That's only if we're lucky.
All right, so I got the Saints at 1. I got the Bears beating the Packers. Yes, sir, baby. Saints at 1. Seahawks at 2. Packers at 3. Washington football team at 4. Bucks at 5. My bad. Bucks at 5. Bears at 6.
Ooh,
Arizona Cardinals at 7. Now let's go into the AFC playoff picture. Who you got in this one?
Chiefs at number 1 automatically. Bills at 2. Steelers at 3. And then the Titans at 4. The top 4 is, it's obvious.
Yeah.
And then unless the Titans were to lose.
Yeah, it could. If the Titans lose, it changes up everything.
Yeah, that would mess up everything. And then, I don't know, man.
I don't know. It's
It's
hard.
like it's a tie because like if the Dolphins do beat the Bills, if they're resting players, then that messes up with everything. Like the Ravens getting in, the Colts getting like it's a tough situation. But I got the Steelers 5. No,
Oh,
the
you
Steelers,
got Steelers. Yeah, you got Steelers in there.
and then the Browns 5, Colts 6, Dolphins 7.
Ooh, leaving the Ravens out, huh? I don't know. One of these teams could be 11-5 and not make the playoffs, which
Which
would
didn't that happen that one year with the Cardinals?
that would be crazy. But they added a new team here in the 7, so
They
I like the 7 though. They should keep the 7 in my
they
opinion.
should they should make it to 8, bro. To be honest,
Nah. The team needs a bye.
the more the better, bro. The NBA made a
A
change to
bye
their
for
playoff
keeping it.
format.
If you are the best team, you should get a bye. That should just be simple. It's a
Yeah,
long.
I see that point.
They need a break. So I got the Chiefs 1 automatic. The Bills Mafia at 2, circle the wagon. I
Those
got Steelers at 3, Corvette. Uh, Titans at 4. The Baltimore Ravens at 5. Big trust. I got woke up feeling dangerous at 6 in the Browns, and I got them Colts at 7. I don't got the Dolphins making it. Playing the Bills this week, it's gonna be a tough matchup. But
that's one team I would be like, all right, I'm not too upset about them not making the playoffs. They're a young team.
yeah,
Tua's not playing as well.
I mean,
They would probably get crunched in the playoffs.
look at it. I mean, the Ravens are playing. They're playing the Bengals, so they're probably.
That's a win. That's 11-5. And then the Steelers are resting the players so the Browns can get in.
Yeah.
So
And Colts are playing like the Jaguars or somebody. So I mean, that's
don't sleep on Mike Glennon, bro.
okay. All right, now let's go on to the show. Rapid fire takes, man. Let's take it away.
All right, number 1. Are the Steelers a contender again after that Colts win?
Hell no, man. Hell no. This man Big Ben was out there calling plays himself. You can't win like that. You're not Tom Brady, baby.
I don't know if the Colts win is enough though, because the Steelers they lost like 3 games in a row. Like that's you'd have to like I have to see them in the playoffs in action when it matters. And can that James Conner get something going or Benny Snell? Like what is their rushing game? Ben Roethlisberger can't throw it deep either. So and then the teams in the AFC, the real contenders, they have decent defenses. So like that's gonna like Tyrann Mathieu, Chris Jones coming after you, the Bills secondary, Micah Hyde. Like I don't see it. So the Steelers are not a contender in my eyes. All right, next question: Who's most to blame for the Patriots season?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Josh McDaniels, the Patriots offensive coordinator.
OC?
His play calling has been horrendous. And if you watch the Patriots game, whenever they're in the 50 and on, he was just like, hey, Cam Newton just run the ball up the middle. It's like, you can't win the games. You got Cam Newton. Like when they played the Seahawks, like early on in the year, they could have easily beat the Seahawks. But then on first and goal, the fourth and goal, they ran the ball Cam Newton 4 times. 4 times. They know it's coming, especially
It didn't work, so let me run it through more.
fourth and goal. They know who is going. It's going to Cam Newton. They know it.
All right. So my opinion on this, Bill Belichick is my answer. And the opt-outs, because, that really affected their defense. Even though their defense still played good, Dante Hightower, Patrick Chung, a bunch of missing key pieces. But Bill Belichick, because he's in charge of, like, who comes in and who comes out. He's literally not been getting players for any quarterback in succeed. That's why Tom Brady left. So Gunnar Olszewski guy is one of their receivers. He's returning punts. And Julian Edelman injury was big, but they've been fumbling the bag with getting pieces for the quarterback to succeed. So
drafting the over AJ Brown and DK Metcalf. And Terry McLaurin too.
The draft will make you look stupid.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Will Cam Newton be a starter next year?
I don't think enough a team takes a chance like that. Like he only had 5 passing touchdowns this year. I mean, I had 6 in one game. Yeah, on the best difficulty Hall of Fame, all that. I mean, all Madden. I had 6 touchdowns, man. I mean, I had more in a game on Madden than Cam Newton had in the whole year.
If you look at his stats, bro, you'd be like, hey, he probably missed some games, probably like 10 games or something. No, this man played almost every game.
It's one game because of COVID, but that's
I really feel for Cam Newton. If he can get healthy, he can have a chance to be a starter again. But he's not with that backup shit. But that's what his future's looking like.
no, yeah.
All right. Do the first couple games matter for the NBA?
Markel Fultz for MVP. You know where I'm going. That man averaging like 20.
Most improved player, maybe.
He averaging like 22 points, man. Put some respect on his name. That man back.
His jumper looking decent, because that shit was bogus a couple years ago.
Hey, man, his hooping mixtapes in high school, they were cold. They were cold.
I'm gonna say no, because the Orlando Magic would be the #1 seed right now. Who would have guessed that? Imagine, bro, if they win like 60 games or something.
Hey, Russell Westbrook, he's 0-4, but he does have 3 triple doubles though.
Hey, that's going to be his stat. It's not going to be rings. It's going to be triple doubles.
Not triple doubles.
Okay, Mac Jones or Kyle Trask? Who has the best chance of getting drafted higher in the draft?
I feel like it's Mac Jones all the way. Kyle Trask last night looked like he looked terrible last night. I do understand.
Numbers Kyle Trask has been putting up.
I do understand that he had 4 of his receivers out last night. I do understand that, but that man played like garbage. He might even make it to day 3 on the draft. We'll see.
Day 3?
Day 3. We'll see.
I'm going to go with Kyle Trask. The numbers he put up are #1 in that college football. So I think that's a big part of like his production. But at his level of competition, but the thing with Mac Jones is I just don't like his team is loaded. Yeah. Like, what if he goes to a team that doesn't have his weapons in the NFL? Like, what would he look like on like a Jaguars or something like that, a top team, without that same, receiving core, the same running game he had at Alabama? Like, how will that change his production? That's my thing. But I like Kyle Trask more. But, okay. Will the Browns get rid of Odell Beckham?
I feel like they should. Baker's been looking better without Odell. He's been giving it to everybody else, and they would get good trade value out of Odell. That's what.
Odell to the Packers?
Hell no, man. Packers don't need nobody, man.
Baker has looked so much better with Odell hurt, and that's just really like your #1 receiver makes your quarterback look worse. And Rashawn Higgins is benefiting from Odell being hurt too. That's Baker's go-to right now. So I really like that for Baker, and I think they should get rid of Odell. And like you said, the trade value would be really good. Okay, next question. Your favorite Jake Gyllenhaal movie? Now, all my movie watchers, y'all know if there's a Jake Gyllenhaal movie, y'all watching that shit.
Man, I'm not a big movie person, like but I mean, he was good in the Spider-Man movie. That's all, But
that was A1 acting.
I'll probably say Southpaw is my favorite Jake Gyllenhaal movie.
That's a tough one, dude. The emotion, bro. When his wife died.
Yeah, man, that movie got you going through all this.
I'm gonna give y'all some gems. Nightcrawler on Netflix, amazing movie. Crazy as hell ending. I'm gonna go with Prisoners. This is about him being a detective finding 2 missing children with Hugh Jackman. Ooh, it's a banger, bro. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Best one. Or dude, End of Watch, bro. I could go all day with this shit.
Hey man, I don't know shit, man. I don't know nothing.
All right, let's get into closing remarks, Jake. What you got for us?
Closing remarks, man. I gotta go with the legend Adrian Peterson. It's probably his last game on Sunday. So man, he's finishing it off versus the Vikings, which he started with, and hopefully have a touchdown or 2 maybe, and right off into the sunset, man.
Graham Mertz and the Wisconsin football team. How do you drop the trophy? The Mayo Bowl, man. You gotta enshrine that shit.
Man, hey, Miss Sanborn said the Grand Mertz might be he's instantly on the Vikings now since he dropped the trophy, man. Hey, I believe it, man.
Vikings fans, man.
Nothing else to live for, man. They crazy, man. But man, we got a great guest joining us next week, and Kyle Prater, former NFL receiver, man. So definitely stay tuned for next week, and I appreciate you guys for listening. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, man. It would mean a lot. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, Man Blitz.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you guys for listening, man, and peace out.